In a lush green meadow, where wildflowers danced in the gentle breeze, lived a small, fluffy rabbit named Hoppy. Hoppy had soft white fur and big, curious eyes that sparkled with joy. He loved to hop around the meadow, exploring every nook and cranny. One sunny morning, as Hoppy was nibbling on some fresh clover, he heard a rustling sound coming from the nearby forest. His long ears perked up, and he turned to see a beautiful young deer stepping out from between the trees. The deer had a sleek brown coat with white spots and big, gentle eyes. She looked around nervously, clearly unsure of her new surroundings. Hoppy's heart filled with sympathy for the newcomer. "Hello there," Hoppy called out cheerfully. "I'm Hoppy. Welcome to our meadow." Deer jumped a little, startled by Hoppy's greeting. "Oh, hello," she replied shyly. "I'm Dottie. I'm lost. Can you help me find my way back home?" Hoppy's whiskers twitched with excitement. He loved making new friends and going on adventures. "Of course I can help," he exclaimed. "Let's look for your home together. Do you remember which way you came from?" Dottie nodded towards the forest. "I think I came through there, but everything looks so different now. I'm scared I won't find my way back." "Don't worry, Dottie," Hoppy said reassuringly. "We'll find your home. And I bet we'll have a fun adventure along the way." The unlikely pair set off into the forest, with Hoppy leading the way. His nose twitching as he sniffed for clues. Dottie followed close behind, her hooves making soft thuds on the earth. As they walked, Hoppy chattered away, telling Dottie all about the meadow and the forest. He pointed out different plants and flowers, explaining which ones were good to eat and which ones to avoid. Dottie listened intently, grateful for both the company and the knowledge. "Hello, Dottie," Hoppy suddenly exclaimed, pointing with his paw. "Do you see those pretty purple flowers? They're called violets. They're my favorite." Dottie lowered her head to sniff the delicate blooms. "They smell wonderful," she said with a smile. "Thank you for showing me, Hoppy." As they continued their journey, forest grew denser. Tall trees towered above them, their leafy canopies filtering the sunlight into dappled patterns on the ground. Hoppy and Dottie helped each other navigate through the underbrush, with Hoppy guiding Dottie around thorny bushes and Dottie using her height to spot the clearest paths ahead. After a while, they came to a bubbling stream. The water looked cool and inviting, and both animals were feeling thirsty from their long walk. "Let's take a break and have a drink," Hoppy suggested. He hopped to the edge of the stream and began to lap up the fresh water. Dottie joined him, bending her long neck to reach the stream. As they rested by the water, Hoppy noticed that Dottie seemed worried. "What's wrong, Dottie?" he asked gently. Dottie sighed. "I'm starting to think we'll never find my home. Maybe I should just give up and find a new place to live." Hoppy's ears drooped at his friend's sadness, but then an idea struck him. "Wait a minute," he exclaimed. "I have an idea. Why don't you try calling out? Maybe your family will hear you." Dottie's eyes widened. "That's a great idea, Hoppy." She lifted her head and let out a loud call. "Matripalay. Patripalay. Can you hear me?" They waited, ears straining for any response. At first, there was only silence. But then, faintly in the distance, they heard an answering call. "Did you hear that?" Dottie cried excitedly. "That's my mom." With renewed energy, Hoppy and Dottie set off in the direction of the call. They moved quickly through the forest, Dottie calling out every so often and listening for the response. As they traveled, forests began to look more familiar to Dottie. "I remember this place," she exclaimed. "We're getting close to my home." Sure enough, a few minutes later, they emerged into a beautiful clearing. There, waiting anxiously, were two adult deer Dottie's parents. "Mama! Papa!" Dottie cried, rushing towards them. Her parents nuzzled her affectionately, relief evident in their eyes. "Oh, Dottie, we were so worried," her mother said. "Thank goodness you're safe." Dottie turned to Hoppy, who was watching the reunion with a big smile. "This is my new friend, Hoppy," she said. "He helped me find my way home." Dottie's parents thanked Hoppy warmly for his kindness and bravery. They invited him to stay for dinner, and Hoppy happily accepted. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the clearing, Hoppy and Dottie sat side by side, munching on fresh greens and berries. They talked and laughed, recounting their adventure and marveling at their new friendship. "I'm so glad I got lost today," Dottie said softly. "Because it led me to you, Hoppy." Thank you for being such a good friend." Hoppy's heart swelled with happiness. "I'm glad to, Dottie. And remember, no matter where you are, you're never truly lost when you have a friend by your side." As the stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky, Hoppy and Dottie made a promise to visit each other often. They knew that their friendship, born from a chance encounter and nurtured through kindness and adventure, would last a lifetime. And so, with full bellies and happy hearts, the rabbit and the deer said good night, each grateful for the wonderful new friend they had found.